Happy Saturday. It's the weekend. It's a great day. I am chilling, relaxing. I cleaned. I did some research. I did some research for work, and I did some research for this project. And now I'm trying to just chill, relax. So, it's been a stressful week, I'm not gonna lie. But end of the week, everything was cool. I made literally my whole check on Friday by 2 p.m. I had made my whole check, without having to borrow anything from my boss, nothing. I pulled it together by Friday, and I walked out of there like, okay. But now I'm chilling. So let's talk a little bit about, first off, these Epstein files, right? Because people will not stop talking about it. And now you got, another bill that went through and it was signed, and apparently now the Epstein files are coming out, right? Now, how many of you all really actually think that the Epstein files will come out at this point? Or are we just getting, wagged around again? And then maybe it goes through another set of redacted. Who the fuck knows? But, I haven't clipped it together, but you can see the clips on just how much we have actually been wagged around like a dog. So a friend of mine says to me the other day, he says, why do people care so much about these Epstein files? So I said, well, besides the fact that it was an international trafficking ring involving children, which I do believe it was more than that. I do. I'm even starting to believe it's higher levels than intelligence, the more that I research into this. But the reason people want to know so bad is because they want to know what the fuck it was. It wasn't just two people running a ring together that were able to put something so sophisticated together. Have you ever heard Jeffrey Epstein talk? He's literally just fucking some dude from Brooklyn. But, so he was a math teacher, a substitute math teacher, at, I believe, the Dalton University. Don't quote me on that. Then he made all this money in doing stocks or this and that and taxes. And mysteriously, he's in the elite group, billionaire, all this money, the biggest I believe it was the biggest home in New York City at the time, by Central Park. Guy had 3 planes. Anyway, whatever. Back to the point. So, why do people care, right? Well, people care because everything is pointing to it being a intelligence operation. Now, being an intelligence operation, we have a lot more evidence pointing towards that it was either run by the Mossad, or if not run by the Mossad, then Epstein was clearly an asset. I don't know, in these emails that I read recently, the Mossad might have been working for him. Now, I know that's very hard to believe, and this is something new as far as my assumptions into this. But so, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't just the Mossad. I'm sure the CIA was involved in it. I'm sure fucking MI6. I'm sure Saudi intelligence. But I think the main was either the Mossad or another group within Israeli intelligence. So that is why people want to know why. You guys see what's going on right now in the world when it comes to foreign politics, when it comes to Israel, and when it comes to the, how else can I say it, but the invasion of the West from the Middle East. And have you seen the UK lately? Have you seen France? Have you seen Italy? It's not looking the same anymore. The number one name in the UK right now, or in London, let's just say the number one boy's baby name in London is Muhammad. So definitely not the same. Things are changing at a rapid pace in Europe, as well as the laws. And these laws changing are causing more than a little bit of a problem. They're causing a huge problem. And you guys can go and look that up, because we don't have time right here to explain it and get all into it, but it's not good for the people that were born in England, the people that were, are residents there, and have pride to, be a part of that country that's rapidly changing, along with every other country in the EU. Same thing with Europe, with Canada, and same thing with the U.S. I have to say it. I voted for Trump, and I'm not going to say, I do regret it. I'm not going to say I regret it. I'm not going to say I regret it, because he was the better of the two, in my mind. Now, the thing about that is that's not how it was supposed to be. He wasn't just supposed to be the better of the two. He was supposed to be way better than the two. He made promises that seemed to be doable. Let's bring the factories back in. Let's bring all manufacturing back in. Let's start drill, baby, drill. All of this seemed to be manageable. All of it seemed to be smart as far as bringing jobs back. But I wasn't putting two and two together, I guess, with certain things. Like bringing all these jobs back and all that, that's not something that's going to happen overnight. And then you need electricians, you need tradesmen, builders, jobs that we don't have too many anymore here, because in my generation and the generation after me, everyone was told to go to college, go to college, go to college. Doesn't matter if you suck at college. That's what the plan was. Everybody goes to college, gets a degree, and now they're coming out of college and there's no jobs. So they're like, shit, I have this degree. And the bosses are like, well, we don't have a job for you. So now they're stuck with student loans, $40,000 student loan, paying $1,500 a month, and nowhere to go but with family, friends, or, their girlfriend or wife. And even in that situation, they're working at just regular jobs, just trying to get by until something opens up in the field that they graduated in. And that's really fucking sad to see. That's almost an apartment payment. And saying that, it being almost an apartment payment, gives you an idea just how fucked up the prices are here right now. So yeah, the main thing I noticed between both parties, and at this point, I believe it's a uniparty. And yeah, they'll have these culture wars on the outside, who's going to use the woman's bathroom, this, that, but the regular shit stays the same. And we're just getting to the place now where it's just the gap between rich and poor is like, it was like this, now it's like this, and it's just rapidly growing, rapidly. The prices of food, the prices of gas is the only thing that's slightly going down, which has me thinking, well, if gas is slightly going down, why is nothing else, right? So we have all this shit going on, and I'm thinking one side of my brain is like, well, are the Democrats and the Republicans just dragging out this Epstein thing? Because both sides of them are in those fucking files. So whoever has control of them now, I guess that's Trump's FBI, There's going to be some names redacted out of that thing. Do you guys even trust it anymore? I mean, what's funny is there is, as I think 20,000 emails were leaked this week, and there's something in there about Trump sucking on Bill Clinton's beep. And yeah, come on. So, I don't know, who knows what's true or not, but like, a bunch were leaked, and out of these emails that were leaked, you know, one of them was Trump having Thanksgiving dinner with Jeffrey Epstein the November after he won election. So you have the awaiting, I guess, how do you say, president of the United States eating Thanksgiving dinner with a known child molester. Is that okay? No, that's not okay. And that's only one piece that was off the top of my head that I could think of, because it gets dark and it gets disgusting. 20,000, and I don't even know if it's fully done going through all these emails, but think about the timing of all this, okay? So you have these emails pop out, and then you have Mamdani. Mamdani just won the race in New York. Now, I was just in New York on October 31st to November 2nd. I went to go see my aunt and went with my nephew. We went to see a Tame Impala concert. Not a fan. Never even heard of the dude or the band before, but it turned out being cool. It was my first time at the Barclays Center, and it was awesome. We had a great time. Saying that to say this, I forgot what I was saying. Mamdani. Yes. So, I don't know whether the mayoral races are even real at this point, or they're just easily stolen, but he won the race, and Trump at first was losing it. It's like, I'm not letting him here, I'm going to deport him, he's a socialist, he's a communist, da 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 da. MBS was here yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught that. So MBS was in the White House yesterday, and, you know, Trump was touching him on his hands, and he's saying, you know, oh, never mind the fist pump, you know, we touch each other, we're this, we're that. And MBS got a big smile on his face, and, you know, that was it. To Trump, that's money right there. That's trillions Trump is touching. If he could, he'd probably fucking, who knows. Anyway, so then today, I wish I had my other phone out here so I could play the clip, but Mamdani went over there to meet him. And one of the reporters, it's up there on my page, asked Trump, so Trump, is this going to work with you and Mamdani? I don't know how it's said. It's quoted on my page. Before the reporter can even get the words out of her mouth, Trump was like, oh, yes, it's going to be great. You could tell that he was still counting the commas and the zeros as he was answering these reporters. And I was just like, damn, what is the next step from here? Now, next step, you're probably going to end up seeing Benjamin Netanyahu take a trip to the White House. I'm going to say that within the next couple of days. And there's going to be something done over there, just a show of power, just like MBS was over there. And that is a situation that I worry about now with Mamdani as a mayor of New York. A false flag attack. And I hate to just say it and put it out there, but, you know, I was watching 9/11. Tucker Carlson put out a whole series on 9/11, and it is on YouTube right now, and I would advise y'all to watch it. It's 5 parts, and it's creepy. It's creepy because it shows you a whole other side, and that the 9/11 Commission was basically BS. So now you have Mamdani in New York, running New York, and, you know, New York has, I don't want to say it wrong, the amount of Jewish residents in New York, but a large amount. So we have all these anti-Semitism laws that have gone into Congress now, not passed yet, but, I'm trying to think of the next step there. I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that he was even allowed to get in. But you have a whole nother side there helping him get in. You have the communist sect of the NGOs helping him get in. And a lot of promises are made that are most likely not going to get kept because they don't have the ability to keep them. He says he's a democratic socialist. But reading his plans, they seem to be more on the communist end. Except there was something that I didn't like about the dude. Nah, don't think so, because, that's the thing. A lot of people think this is all, just coming out of a utopia. Let's tax the rich, fuck the billionaires. It doesn't really work like that, though. Like, yes, there could be a better tax on the billionaires. Yes, they could. But the trickle-down economics part, some people agree, some people disagree. It actually, I could tell you for the state of Florida, okay, because the unions here aren't as big as they are in, say, a state like New York, right? So with private industry here, that's something that actually does work to an extent. It depends on the business, it depends on the industry, it depends on a lot. But it does work. Now, what doesn't work is taking out another $5 trillion in loans. We are $38 trillion in debt right now, but who are we in debt to? Anybody ever think about that? Who are we really in debt to? We print the money out of nowhere, to a semi-private company. And you can argue, okay, well, you have families there like the Rothschilds and this and that, and that's partly true still, yes, to this day. But if it's us printing the money, who are we in debt to? And that's a question that, if somebody could even find that anywhere, please tell me. The problem with that, the average age of a man or a family buying a house is 40 years old right now. So, rapidly, since COVID, I believe 80% of the money in our 80% of the cash that is right now, funneling in this fucking, in the U.S. was printed within the last, I believe, since COVID, 5 years. 80%. That debased the dollar so much that a house is literally twice as much than it was 3 years ago. Twice as much. So a $250,000 house is now $500,000. Homeowners insurance went up. My insurance tripled. Thankfully, I could pay for it, but there's many that can't. Now, somebody had replied and said to me, well, I still support Trump. Great. That's great. And here's the thing about it. You're going to support the person until it affects your life. And that's with anyone. Especially a politician. Now, since I learned what I learned, will I ever support outrightly a politician again? No. Because even if they seem good, there's too many special interest groups, there's too much money, there's too much corruption. And this world is it's an evil world, man. It's run on blackmail. It is. It's run on blackmail of the dirtiest kind, man. And that's something that I would not want to be a part of. Now, what I would want to do is be a journalist in that type of world. To fucking creep around, to write pieces on all these sick fucks, and really go deep with it. in that way. But would I want to be a part of it? No. Will I support another politician? No, because I don't believe any of them, honestly. Since Trump has been in office, he's made, that I even know off the top of my head, about $15 billion, the Trump organization. And not shit has been really done for this country, besides the border wall being closed and nobody coming in the border. That's about all he did, honestly. It's about all he did. Oh yeah, and the Gulf of Mexico is now named the Gulf of America. What did he fucking do? I'm still paying fucking a shitload of money for my food and my electric bill. You know? The fuck do I care if the Gulf of Mexico is named the Gulf of America or not? I don't. He's bombing little boats out in Venezuela, saying, oh, that's where all the fentanyl's coming from. Da 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 da. Nah, I ain't going for it. Cap. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know, they're all screaming, fuck Obamacare, get it away, but what's your plan? What is your plan on the alternative here? Just had a 44-day shutdown, and every time I hear a news station talking about it, it's longer and longer too, which is, it's funny. At first it's 60 days, then 3 months. It was like 44, 45 days. Well, it's long enough, because people weren't getting paid. They weren't getting their fucking, their checks. They weren't getting food stamps. You know, I think we underestimate how many federal employees there are in this country. At least I did. But yeah, you know, people weren't getting paid. And I hate to say it, but it's probably not the last time that that's going to happen. Again, yesterday, $30,000 jobs. 30,000 jobs. Amazon, gone. There's my cigarette, but gone. AI. It's not that it's going to happen, but it's happening, and it's happening fast. You know? And there needs to be a change to it. There needs to be a change, an economic change. You know? Because... And, you know, I'm looking towards Bitcoin. I'm looking towards, you know, if that could be something that maybe could be done. Who knows? Honestly, I think they're going to run this shit up until there's nothing left. I really do. I don't think they have a plan. And it worries me, because I think that might be part of the reason that you have basically the military on standby in every major city. But yeah, besides these culture wars, that's what they want everyone talking about that shit. When in reality, people are starting to have to choose whether to get gas or, you know, pay their fucking electric bill and work from home. So it's sad, man. It's sad, and it's happening faster and faster. Faster and faster. I'm seeing that. Of course, I did not bring a lighter outside with me. I thought I grabbed everything, but I did not. So I'll just hit this vape real fast and I'll end this live. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I've ran my mouth enough, I think. New York was awesome, man. I was there from October 31st until November 2nd. It was great. There's just this vibe that you get in New York, man, where I've never got anywhere else. And it's just a vibe of being alive, like it has a soul. And walking around Brooklyn and walking around Manhattan by myself late at night, just observing people, there is a fakeness that is not there. You know, there's a fakeness that's prevalent in Florida, but it's not there. There, you know what you're getting into. You know whether it's a con man, you know whether it's a gangster, you know whether it's you know, whatever they belong to. All different races, all different creeds, religions. It's fucking awesome. And it's, you know, Brooklyn more than Manhattan for me. I mean, love Manhattan, but the feel in Brooklyn, I just feel home, man. I feel home. And I put up some pictures of my old house on Instagram and YouTube, the house I grew up in until I was 10 years old. But being back there, just it gave me that feeling, man, of just that alive, the feeling of being alive. And I spent a lot of time just hanging out, relaxing. Weed's legal there now, so I was stopping by all the different shops and just relaxing at the park, lighting up a joint, and chilling. It was great seeing my family that I haven't seen in a long time. And the concert was cool. Now, we are lucky that we made it back when we did, because TSA, the next day, they had stopped getting paid. So they started not showing up. So if we didn't get on that early flight, we would have not gotten home until a couple days later and been stuck at the airport. But we got lucky and we got home. And the last 2 weeks, y'all, you might not have seen me on here much because I've been busting my ass at work, because New York is expensive. Very fucking expensive. So I have been busting my ass at work, making up for this trip. My mom has a procedure that she's going to on Monday morning, and I'm asking y'all that watch this, please pray for her. For those of y'all that know me, she has been going through some shit ever since her surgery about 1.5 years ago. And it's been a lot on her, and I've been doing my best to help take care of her. But we're going to find out a lot this coming Monday. And she's having an endoscopy and colonoscopy. And she wasn't able to have that before because she had some blood clots after the surgery. So, yeah, she's worried about it. And I asked you guys to please keep her in your prayers. And it works. It works. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here because I probably went farther than I wanted to go. I wanted to keep it quite short. Hey, Saria, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and restart. I'm going to post this one. I just wanted to do a weekly on politics and all of that. And let y'all know basically the newest. What did I just drop? The newest with Trumperino and his meeting with Mamdani, and how, all of a sudden Trump and Mamdani seem to be on great terms after his meeting with MBS yesterday. I swear, when that reporter asked him that question, he answered her before she could even get the words out of her mouth. He was counting zeros and commas in his head. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be great for New York, great for New York." Now let's see how Israel is gonna feel about that. Speaking of Israel, and this is the last thing I'll say. This is supposedly, there was a lot of chatter going on in the White House around the time that Iran got bombed with the bunker-busting bombs. Now, we are the only country that has those bunker-busting bombs like that. So, during that time, during the 12-day war, they were saying there was IDF soldiers going in, different people's offices, just fights going on as far as, the U.S. getting involved and this and that. And supposedly, it's being said by John Kowalski, ex-CIA agent, that Israel basically said, well, if you don't help us with the bunker-busting bombs, we're going to nuke Iran. Now, is that true? I don't know. But that's what's being said. So, did Trump actually save us from getting into World War III? Or is it bullshit? Do I put it past that regime? No. But something's telling me that is bullshit. I do have to say that. It's the second time I heard it. But yeah, I'd have to say that is bullshit. What else is in political news? Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTJ, she is out of there. Out of there. She resigned. She is another person that is critical of Israel. Some people are saying she was threatened. Some people are saying other things, but she resigned after Trump threatened to primary her and called her Marjorie Traitor Greene. And yeah, she's out of there. It seems to me that Trump is losing his base. And the polls aren't saying that. But the polls also didn't say when Kamala Harris was losing ridiculously and Trump was winning. You know why? Because whoever is in control controls the polls. You remember when Trump said that? These polls, I probably shouldn't be saying this. He was on Rogan. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but these polls are bullshit. So yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene's out of there. The Epstein bill has been voted on. Sitting on the president's desk right now. I'm not sure if it has been signed, but I think Johnson gave them a 2-week early vacation just in time for that. So I think we should take bets here. Do you think we will be seeing any more information on these files? Or do you think they're just going to buy time and play some more wag the fucking tail with us? We'll take votes on that. I think Johnson said we got to be careful about it because it might bring down society if we let the real names out. So wait. What are you saying, Speaker Johnson? Are you saying the real names, that our society, that our republic is built off of a fucking blackmail sting involving children? Is that what you're saying, you sick fucks? And if that is the case, then what kind of republic do we have going on here? Maybe one that we need to restart up with some new people and term limits. That'd be a good idea. But let me stop. I'm going to go ahead and post this, and this will be episode 10, y'all. Live from Instagram. I love y'all. I'll post this, and I will be back live afterwards. Have a good night.